All right, welcome to the 18th episode of the Revolutionary Code, where we bring the truth about how governmental politics actually works in every facet of human existence and how that affects our people, black people, melanated black people here in America. I am your host, Brother Tamani M. Wandani, out of Houston, Texas. I am the direct revolutionary product of one Cardinal and Bayou Chewy of the Shrines of the Black Madonna, and I am the indirect revolutionary product of one Albert B. Clegg, African named Jaramogi Abebe Ajiman, the founder of Liberation Theology. I'm sorry, the father of Liberation Theology, and also the founder of the Shrines of the Black Madonna. I am also the founder of the Black Gold Nation Movement. My co-host, the National Director of Political Strategy and Implementation for the Black Gold Nation Movement, and the chairman of LACE, Liberation Advocates for Community Empowerment, the intellectual gangster, corporate grassroots revolutionary, and master domino assassin from Shreveport,
Right.
Louisiana,
That's
aka
right.
the Boot, Brother Craig B. Lee.
Right.
What's
Greeting
happening? How you doing this evening, Brother Craig?
and copacetic. I had to do my blue collar work today, trying to close this house out. So I've been doing some pickup and delivery
Cool.
of items.
All
But
right.
we ready to rock and roll tonight.
Excellent, excellent. Before we get started this evening, please allow me a minute to tell you a little bit more about the Black Gold Nation movement. Our ultimate goal is to put ourselves, our people, black people, in a position by which we can own and or control the environment, because it is our contention, our understanding that when we allow other people to control our environment, we lose, period. When we allow other people to control any aspect of our environment, any systems within our environment that we allow other people to control, we always find ourselves on the bottom of that system, be it the educational system, the political system, the agricultural system, the security systems. Whenever we allow other people to control it, we always find ourselves on the bottom. So since we don't want our people to be on the bottom, we believe that when we control it, history has proven, when we control it, we not only do just fine, but we start outperforming other people, which is probably why, one of the reasons why they destroy it, because we do too well when we control our own stuff. So what we're doing in this movement is, again, trying to put our people in the position by which we can own and control the space where we live. And to do that, we have to find black people who are ready, willing, and able to make something happen. So we're not here just to inform you. We're not here to just educate you. We're here to inform, educate, motivate, mobilize, organize, and build. Everything we do in this movement, everything we do is about bringing our people together so we can find the right people so that we can build a nation within this nation with power, period. Tonight's show title is Understanding That Politics is War, and here's proof. So before we get into this thing, I want to say really quickly, I hope everyone had a very, very good, peaceful, blessful, is that a word, blessful? Thanksgiving holiday in whatever way you decide to celebrate it. I know everyone doesn't celebrate it as it was taught to us, but it's always good to be thankful for what you have and for who you have. So tonight's show title, Understand That Politics is War, and Here's Proof. When I'm giving my presentations or I'm doing my lives on Facebook or social media, I like to remind our people that we're born into a war that a lot of us don't understand we're in. We're constantly losing in the war that we're born into because our people aren't even on the battlefield because we don't understand politics. Every group in this country understands the importance of political power, which is why they are engaged in it, except black people. We're not even on the battlefield, so of course we're not going to win the battles, which is why we keep losing space in this war. So my first question for you this evening, Brother Craig, for everyone that is not privy to our position and perspective, what is politics and what don't we, melanated black people, what don't we understand about it?
Politics is simple. It is the science and art of leveraging agendas. And that can be done not only through government, but through economics, through socioeconomics, through your family, through your marriage. So it is the science and art of leveraging agendas, whether that be individual or group agendas. and whatever agenda that you have, the objective typically is for you to see that agenda be carried through. And for us, when we're talking about governmental politics, we're talking about leveraging group agendas within the framework of the philosophy, system, and game of capitalistic white supremacy. The unfortunate reality is that we don't have a collective agenda, especially for the grassroots community that exists within the African descendant population in America. And that's what our job is with the Black Gold Nation on a national level, what I do here in Shreveport with LACE and Get Up, and the other partners that we have and members that we have throughout the country. So that's our agenda, and that's what our politics is all about. And we're definitely focused on the liberation, empowerment, and advancement of our people.
Okay. What is I'm not sure if I missed this part or not, but what don't we understand about politics specifically?
Well, when the majority of people, when you hear the word politics, they automatically go to government, and they don't even understand what government is, because when you don't understand the difference between the local, the state, the federal, and what all of this means, and the myriad of layers.
Yep.
But the first thing they think about is government, and I get that. That's because that's typically the only time that you hear the term mentioned. But again, when you realize and you learn that politics is the science and art of leveraging agendas, that can be done in any particular situation. So that's the first thing we don't understand. The second thing is when you lack, and as Ralph Ellison once said, when I discover who I am, then I'll be free. When you lack the understanding of self by way of spirituality and right culture, you really don't have an agenda to even leverage, because what you're actually leveraging, even although you may believe it is your personal agenda, your group agenda, is typically going to be that of those who have oppressed you. And in this case, the architects, engineers, and managers of the philosophy, system, and game of capitalistic white supremacy and racism. So those are the two biggest things that our people don't understand. And if you don't get your mind wrapped around this in order to forge an agenda that is about the collective growth and upliftment and empowerment and well-being of our people, man, I mean, we're not going to be able to survive.
So that's a very good, simple definition for politics: the science and art of leveraging agendas. Now, Black people are good for coming up with the Black agenda. We have Black agendas all over the place. So we come up with agendas, but I think where we fall short is the science and the art of the leveraging. We don't seem to understand that having an agenda is okay, but if you have no way to back that agenda with some sort of power, then you're just talking. So, as we've had shows about and we've discussed what Brother Cube is doing with the contract with Black America, what Brother Puffy's trying to do with the Black political group, they don't seem to get that without power backing that agenda, it don't matter.
Yeah, well, most people claim to have an agenda. They don't have an agenda. They just have rhetoric. And if you put a program on, let's say you're putting on a musical, and you got different choirs or singers that are gonna sing, and you got some speakers, and you know, you put an agenda together because you're controlling the damn program.
Right.
If you're not in control of the program, you can't put no damn agenda together.
That's right. Or you can, but it's not. It'll be in your pocket.
Yeah, you can. You know, I wish they would have let her sing first. I wish they would have let him sing. Man, if I was gonna do this, well, if you ain't in control of the show, no matter what you wish and hope for, as you just said, that will remain in your damn pocket. So, and that's the easiest way that I can get people to understand. In order to set an agenda that people will respond to, you got to be in control of something, the show, the narrative of something. And so, again, what has happened with our folks, a lot of these people have learned to just talk. And there's an African proverb, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. There's an African proverb that says, be skilled in speech, so you will succeed. The tongue of a man is his sword, and effective speech is stronger than all fighting. It doesn't say you have to be skilled in righteous or ethical or moral speech. It just says be skilled in speech. And so what has happened, a lot of people, in the past, you didn't have this to worry about because you didn't have social media. You couldn't just be a knucklehead getting in front of a damn camera phone and, just blurting out whatever the hell you want to blurt out. Right. You had to earn the mic. You had to earn space in a newspaper or a magazine. Hell, now everybody just comes out. We're inundated with goddamn magazines, different newspapers. Everybody wants to say something, right, and they ain't saying a damn thing. And because they believe that you can just talk, and see if we just say the right things, then the white man, people just haven't presented it the right way. Right. That's not how this works. Within the game, the philosophy, system, and game of capitalistic white supremacy, the architects and engineers of the philosophy, system, and game, they know one thing. They got to allow for people to vent, to voice, and they know at the end of the day, they're not going to be about that life, man. Right. You see, so the things that we have to do require a lot of sacrifice and a lot of work, and most of those individuals are not going to be willing to do. But that's all a part of the politics as well.
Right. Cool. Okay. All right. So as you often do, you sent me an article, and God knows you usually send me about 4 or 5 a week, sometimes in one day. But yeah, you sent me an article most recently about a young man who lost his life in a house fire. His name was Tony Hsieh, 46-year-old CEO, who started the company Zappos, which was built to become large enough that they were eventually bought out by Amazon, made him a billionaire. Before we get into the meat of the article and tonight's subject, in your opinion, what made Mr. Hsieh so different as a billionaire as it relates to how he lived his life, what he was trying to do? What made him so different?
When I do workshops, my MOVE workshops, Motivating Our Voices Exponentially, I do my MOVE workshops specifically focused on entrepreneurship or financial investments. I will ask some of my participants the following question. If you were generating your company $100 million and you now have the ability to have a net profit of $50 million, how much would you pay yourself? And most people gonna say, shit, 40 million, 50 million. And so I'm just going around asking. So finally, some people ask me, how much would you pay yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And I say between 36,000 and 48,000 a year. And they look at me like, what in the hell are you talking about?
Did you hear the question?
Yeah. And so I break down for him. I would break down for him, look, man, income puts you in the highest taxable brackets. I say, but there are ways to get money. And if I'm in business for myself, if my company is making 100 million and there's 50 million in profit, why would I need to now make millions of dollars? I'll just leave the majority of the money in the corporate accounts, and I'll just maneuver on that. Tony Hsieh, this cat, when he created Zappos, I'm looking at the buyout years ago when Amazon bought out the company for $1.2 billion. And I read how this guy's maneuvering in this company that he created. And what do you see? He pays himself $36,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, this guy was living in a damn trailer park in the urban center of Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's think about that. He's sitting on damn $1 billion and he's living in a trailer park. Mm-hmm. This dude was using his money to help revitalize Las Vegas. And I think that's where he done got caught up, because we do know that Las Vegas was created by the Jewish, so-called Jewish, and the Italian mafia. So that is still real. But man, if you start to research this cat, man, this cat had some visionary concepts. He had actually just restructured his corporation because Amazon was still allowing him to manage and control the Zappos brand. He had just stepped down some months ago from his role as chairman. But he basically eliminated all managerial positions. Right. And he was really about this concept of everybody, manage yourselves, and people really like working for him. And he was really about the business of maximizing the best productivity from human capital. And so he was about making people happy. That's a dangerous position to be in when you are thinking about concepts of earning billions and trillions of dollars, because you are a threat to the capitalistic system. And if you don't understand that, I mean, you can easily get knocked off in this game. Okay. So he was revolutionary in this stuff.
What you were saying is the next question. So let me go ahead and say that, because I think you're about to answer it anyway. So after he sold Zappos to Amazon, he's still running the company. He started another company, which you talked about, revitalizing downtown Las Vegas. And that's where he was probably placed on the wrong radar screen, which is what you were beginning to get into. So how do you think, or what do you believe, or what does the evidence show? What was he doing, or what did he begin to do in Las Vegas, trying to revitalize downtown Las Vegas, that placed him on the wrong radar screen? What do you think?
He was
placed on those screens?
He was trying to help poor people come into the, gain some equity in the system, gain some equity in the philosophy system and game of capitalist white supremacy without having a army.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a reason why you need to have security and protection, especially when you are trying to help people who are impoverished, homeless, and you're trying to now help them leverage real estate in downtown Vegas. And I mean, hey man, I mean, people who are controlling this game, and always remember this, and I've told you this before, capitalism is predicated on three things:
Right.
the creation, maintenance, and expansion of a permanent underclass. They not trying to have goddamn Vegas become no, you know, liberal place for homeless people to now start to, nah, bro.
As you're saying that, Brother Craig, I'm thinking about the last movie review we did, Waiting on Superman.
Yeah.
And for those of you who have not seen it, if you haven't seen it, I strongly suggest that you go watch that documentary, Waiting on Superman, because it is about the educational system in America. And most of us think, most of Americans think that the system is broken, but the system is not broken. The system is operating the way they're supposed to operate, in that they're not trying to create an equitable system by which people can be properly educated. They have a schooling system that's programming you to think a certain way, and they're not going to put out the best education for everybody, because everybody can't get the best education, because that'll disrupt the system that's based on someone having to be exploited.
Exactly.
So the fact that Mr. Shea didn't get that, he's trying to bring equity to a large group of poor people. Him not understanding the system he was disrupting seemingly cost him his life. So the next question, Brother Craig, is how does his activity, which placed him on the wrong radar screen, how does that tie into politics?
All of that was politics. I mean, look, man, his politics, his agenda. Remember, politics, the science and art of leveraging agendas.
That's right.
His human life agenda was opposite the political agenda of the architects, engineers who control Vegas and who control the philosophy, system, and game of capitalistic white supremacy. So that automatically puts you in a political war with those people who create certain realities. And if you're not prepared for that, you can be touched. No, I'm gonna give a damn how much money you got.
That's right.
That don't matter.
Right.
I mean, because you can be touched. And as long as you understand that, that's cool. If you're willing to sacrifice your life on that level, that's cool. Malcolm didn't even understand the depths of how this goes when your politics, I mean, let's go back. Let's just deal Tony Shea, and then we pivot with Malcolm just to show you. Malcolm didn't have any money, but he had a voice and he had energy that was moving people. And now he's like, we're going to indict the United States for all of these crimes against humanity, our people. And the United States like, nigga, no, you ain't. You know, you're not going to show us up because you getting in the way, brother. You messing things up.
You a problem.
You become a problem. So now, certain things Malcolm knew that the Nation of Islam could do, and then he started thinking about it. Wait a minute, they can't do all this. All this surveillance, all this, they can't do all this now.
Right.
So now you step into some things that you're unaware of because your politics, your agenda is opposite the agenda of the architects and the engineers, the people who control the game at the local, state, and federal level. So see, if you're not in that game, at least at the local level, you are nothing but, you just existing on borrowed time.
Right.
And needless to say, Tony Shea is a good example that you can be a billionaire fool and really believe in this idealism that, we're just gonna, do this, that, and the third, like the Asian brother who wants to give everybody $2,000 a month.
Yeah, Yang, Andrew
Yeah,
Yang.
bruh, you better be quiet. You better. That's not going to happen
Yeah.
because you need. I was talking to our good partner Lloyd Ford when he came up. Lloyd had one damn job at the black store, and he publicized it. Lloyd said he got over 200 applications for one damn job.
Mm.
He filled the job, and people are still calling in.
Right.
And this ain't in no deprived market, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Shreveport. It's not Wascom, Texas. This ain't Grambling, Louisiana. This is in your city, Houston, Texas.
Right.
Supposed to have all of the opportunities and come to Houston, come to Dallas. Guess what? Your ass will still be broke because there are only so many job opportunities that exist. And this is wherever. So if now entrepreneurship is not a part of that, if politics is not a part of your personal agenda, if you don't know how to tap in and connect, right? I mean, you just a kite hanging on a string.
just blowing in the wind.
Blowing in the wind.
So it's safe to say it's kind of easy to see that either Mr. Shea was a part of some propaganda plot, which I don't believe, or he simply didn't understand what he was getting involved with. He didn't understand that if you're going to move this way and try and disrupt this system, then you need to have some things in place which he obviously did not have.
No.
So for Black people who have agendas, who don't have certain things in place, we would say that they are misunderstanding the system and not really understanding how this thing works as it relates to making things happen for Black people. Yeah.
Misunderstand. Well, I wouldn't even say misunderstand. Naive, idealistic, miseducated. You know, they don't even have the real. Again, Malcolm. Look, man, Malcolm didn't even know his head of security was goddamn undercover cop for the New York Police Department.
Yep.
He didn't even know that this dude was an FBI informant. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
King didn't even know the people that was around him, including Jesse Jackson, worked for the United States government as agent provocateurs, informents.
Yep.
Man, look here, man.
And the Panthers had them all throughout their organization.
Oh, they had them all. The Panthers
all
had them all. Yeah. Goddamn. Elijah Muhammad's secretary, John Ali Muhammad. This dude was an informant for the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so because the individual, and this is why when we look at the 6 pillars of empowerment, and those first 2 pillars are the most important, the spirituality and the right culture,
mm-hmm.
the individual politics of a savage mind, a sellout Negro without spirituality and culture, brother, the politics will always be I, my, me.
Me, myself, and I, right? Individualism, yes, sir.
And look, one of the tactical maneuvers that the white folks use, and it's a principal maneuver in warfare, and it is used in politics every single day, and Negroes have learned to master this, just like the white folks. 3 things. It's the DLD. Sound like a damn wrestling move. Jake the Snake used to use the DDT, but this is the DLD. This ain't the DDT. The DLD. Deceive, lie, and deny. Deceive, lie, and deny. That's what white folks do. And the Negro has learned to perfect that. Deceive, lie, and deny. And if you're not skilled from a spiritual and cultural standpoint to analyze people who are good at deception and lying and and denial, brother, I suggest you really probably stay in the house. When you're talking about dealing with this politics thing from a governmental and economic standpoint, because this is not for the faint of heart.
Right.
This ain't about no goddamn idealism. Whatever they show you on the exterior is not what it really is. What you see is not what it is. And that's the trick of this. And if you can't get beyond, well, it should be, well, it ought to be, well, you ain't got no power to say a goddamn thing. So you better learn how the game is really being played, how the system is designed for the game to fit inside of it, and the mindset of the people, the philosophy that regulates all of it. Because it's all about deception, lying, and denial of every goddamn thing.
Right, which is why they call it political theater.
Political theater, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Now every other Saturday, we have our cinematic connections for revolutionary change, our Black Gold Nation's movie review. Two of the movies that we reviewed, Kill the Messenger and American Made. So how does Mr. Shea's story closely resemble and or correlate with these two movies? I know, right? And the two people, Gary Webb and Barry Seal, portrayed in the movie. Come on.
Man, you brought a great question up there.
Hey, man, that's what I do.
I was in both of those situations.
Yes, sir.
With Gary Webb, Gary Webb I applaud him.
Let everybody know who Gary Webb is and what the movie was about.
Gary Webb was a hard-hitting beat reporter for the San Jose Mercury, and in the 80s, he's the one that broke the story about the United States government participating in the selling of cocaine to street gangs in LA in order to finance multiple wars for the United States, because the United States Congress blocked funding at that point in time. And so in order for the United States to fund their war in Nicaragua, what they were doing in Panama, what they were doing in Iran, hey man, these white folks got into the dope game big time. They were already in it, but they got into this thing big time, and they started flooding LA with powder cocaine, and then you get the powder cocaine being turned into crack cocaine, and this is where the individual Freeway Rick Ross now becomes major player in this. And so you can look at that movie, Kill the Messenger, and Gary Webb stumbled onto this, and he's like a dog as a journalist. He is a phenomenal journalist, and he started to get tips from some inside informants who wanted him to expose certain things. They played him like a fiddle, and he got caught up in this whole deal, and he didn't know how deep the rabbit hole went. Mm-hmm. And ultimately,
and he also didn't know what was in that rabbit hole.
Yeah, he didn't know, bro. He lost, man. That dude lost his family. He lost his goddamn mind, and ultimately he got 2 caps busted in, but they say he committed suicide. Yeah. He shot himself twice.
In the back of the head.
In the back of the head.
Right.
Look,
right.
Man. So that's him. Mm-hmm. That movie parallels American Made, Tom Cruise, because he's now portraying a real life figure from Louisiana that was carrying a lot of the cocaine that Gary Webb was reporting on. And this story takes place between Louisiana and Mena, Arkansas. Mm-hmm. And this involves the so-called first Negro president that he liked to call himself, your good president, William Bill Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
And they were selling dope and bringing Contra rebels to Arkansas. So all of this stuff was going on, and he didn't know how deep this was, and he thought he had the backing of the government.
Right.
And yeah, they let him go, but they let him go only to put a cap in his egg.
Right. Yeah, and they let him go to allow somebody else to put the cap in him. So connect these dots. Mr. Shea, Gary Webb, Barry Seal.
When you don't understand and know the rules of engagement,
yep,
you can be as clever and smart and talented in this game, but when your individual political agenda, which is Tony Shea, Gary Webb, our gentleman from American Made that Tom Cruise played the role on, when you don't know this, now you're in the crossfire.
That's right.
And it all involves the political agendas of public policy that very powerful people want to see accomplished. And so that's why I always tell people, this is not for play.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want to be a grassroots revolutionary, you must be willing to embrace what Martin Luther King said. A man who is not willing to die for something ain't fit to live. So you got to ask yourself, are you really willing to sacrifice your life, maybe your damn marriage, maybe your credit? What are you willing to really sacrifice? Because you have to ask yourself that question.
Yes, sir.
Because to make changes in politics, you better believe that this is war. And in war, there's no, they're not taking any no prisoners, man. I mean,
and I think you said it when you said that they did not understand. I think Tony Shea's naivete put him on in the crosshairs. I think Gary Webb's belief in the Constitution and the propaganda of America being all right and righteous, and even his own white privilege, he didn't understand. And Barry Seal, the white boy in American Made, he didn't understand that what the white man giveth, the white man can take it away. So
at any time
they left him hanging, and they knew what was coming,
and they knew.
So sold him out, and didn't care. So I think that you make a very good point in that people don't understand that this isn't a game, and if you're not fully understanding it, and you don't have a people, a tribe, a nation, a squad around you. And I'm not talking about being loved in the community. I'm talking about understanding that, okay, well, you got hitters, God damn it, I got hitters too.
That's right.
And your hitters got to be righteous.
Yeah.
They got to know what's what, and God damn it, they got to know how to hit. And I ain't talking about holding the goddamn gun sideways. And I think all of those non-black entities, those non-black persons, all of them got caught up in the idealism of America, because none of them understood that America is ran by gangsters, individuals with a mafioso mentality. Lloyd, be brief. We don't take comments during the show because we only have an hour. But since you are Lloyd, I'm gonna let you speak this one time, brother. Go ahead.
No, I appreciate it. I was just about to say, we just take a very naivete approach when it comes to politics, and thinking that as long as we stay the course in some of these routes, that things will eventually get better. And that's not necessarily the case. If we're not taking that same due diligence and overturning some of these things, is not going to happen.
That's right.
No doubt. Agreed.
That's right, brother.
That's a good segue. Okay, if you missed the beginning of the show, you're listening to the Revolutionary Code, where we bring the truth about how government and politics actually works in every facet of human existence and how that affects our people, melanated Black people here in America and around the world. Tonight's show is our 18th episode, and it's titled, Understanding That Politics is War, and here's proof.
And look, Brother Ken, Penn just made a great point about Prince. You know, Prince was talking in code in some of his songs and interviews, and he had went in the paint against the two-party system, and, you know, just out the blue, his ass, you know, dies.
Yeah.
No will, you know, Michael Jackson ass died, get ready for a big tour, his ass dies, you know, and all the money go to the little white children that you know, supposedly he impregnated through a test tube or whatever the hell he did, you know. Look here, these people have shown you they will take out your two biggest goddamn icons. I mean, you better understand now. Now they'll let you do the fluff thing for a minute. Martin Luther King was cool while he was talking about dreaming, but when he started talking about that goddamn war,
that's right.
When we started talking about that money, and we going to go get this check, nah, baby, nah, King, death certificate is signed, baby, and then your squad that you rolling with gonna help set you up.
Right, and as you said in the beginning, without those first two pillars, spirituality and right culture, you ain't got no squad. If your squad ain't rolling through that system, that's going to help highlight their savagery, their motivation, where they're coming from, their picadillos, their skeletons in the closet. You got to know who's with you and who ain't. You got to know where they're coming from, and if you don't, then you're gonna lose.
And Tamani, as a part of that, and Lloyd and I, you know, was talking about it. And I know you and I and Ken, we've talked about this in the past. But see, the spirituality in the right culture. See, now you're in a contractual agreement.
Okay, wait. Before you give your answer, don't go too far because that's at the end.
No.
Okay,
no,
so
I'm just gonna say you're in a contractual agreement with the creator.
There you go.
Right? And so you got to know who you're rolling with, because here's the thing. Their life politics, follow me now, their life politics, their life politics incorporates more than just them. They may have a wife, they may have some janky ass children, they may have some janky ass siblings. I like that, Sister Fabu, that covenant. You're absolutely correct. They may have some classmates. You may not know everybody that they're rolling with, okay? And so now when they come, they gonna come and put pressure on the weakest link.
That's right.
And so you may not know how this thing, that's why the spiritual part and the right culture, see, with spirituality and right culture, you can be just like Captain Kirk and Dr. Spock. You can goddamn me transport yourself into the meetings of evil people without being in the meeting. Because all of this is set up along the game of chess. And I that's why I always suggest, if you're not playing dominoes or chess, I don't know how you gonna figure this damn thing out, because those two games start to exercise your mind.
That's right.
Your mental muscle, so that you can learn how to think, and that can help you now prepare for the potential setups that may come from a variety of different places.
I wouldn't even say potential. Inevitable.
Yeah, inevitable.
All right. So from Barry Seal to Gary Webb to Tony Hsieh to the gangster mentality of those in power on a geopolitical level, I want you to tell me what the following people have in common. You ready? Patrice Lumumba, Muammar Gaddafi, Slobodan Milosevic, Saddam Hussein, and Fidel Castro, although Fidel didn't meet his end the same way the others did. What do all those persons have in common?
They were running countries. They had attempted to break free of colonial reign. and they had proposed some agenda to go against the traditional system of capitalism.
And what happened to all of them?
Their ass got killed by the United States government. And to your point on that,
come on.
That's why it kills me when these cats talking about going and doing all these goddamn gun ranges. These crackers take countries. Saddam Hussein, you do know, what year did you get out of the military, Tamani?
1992.
Oh, so your ass was there when y'all first went. Okay. Right.
Oh, brother, we almost went.
Okay, so
we're locked and loaded.
All right, so let's look at this.
Yes, sir.
Saddam Hussein had a military that was larger than the United States military. They had over 1 million troops now, goddamn.
That's right.
They had airplanes, they had bombs. When them white folks started playing goddamn Nintendo with their ass.
Click clack.
Hey man. Them cats wasn't ready for that, brother. Man, about 999,000 of them. Hey, goddamn. We ain't know y'all was serious like this.
Brother, shock and awe.
Shock and awe.
Shock and awe. And I'm gonna tell you, Brother Craig, you know, having been on the inside of that beast, shit, man, there is not and I'm glad you said that they were running countries. There's not a nation on this planet that can compete with the white boys' religion of shock and awe.
Oh yeah, bro, they like that.
You know, and that goes to my next two questions, man. What does it mean that these heads of state? I see Brother Ken over there laughing. What does it mean that they are no longer on the planet? What does that mean?
Gee, it tells you about the diabolical nature of this entity. And it tells you that even when you are running a country, none of these guys, no matter how wicked that they probably were, they goddamn wickedness can't be as wicked as that white boy. They are the wickedest. See, and that's why most of our people cannot figure this out on the most elementary level, because our people are their nature is so sheep-like that they cannot fathom that an entity would create a nuclear weapon called the coronavirus. Oh, I like that, Sister Fabu. I like that. I like that, sister. She got them D's working. Dismiss, discredit, dehumanize. I like that, Sister Fabu. But they cannot fathom the thought that the white boy done figured out, look, they came together and they meet and do this now.
Yes, sir.
At their GA summits and whatnot.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we ain't gonna blow each other up with nuclear weapons. We're gonna use this as a deterrent, you know. We're gonna talk all this talk and all this foolishness. But the weapon we're gonna now use, and we're gonna see what country can get their people to maneuver the best way economically and politically. So now we're going to create a virus that's gonna do the same guy. It's gonna actually do worse. Because now you're shutting stuff down. Now the people have to now become weaponized in their own individual politics. But again, what's your actual agenda?
Right.
You really don't know how to survive. You don't know how to goddamn live.
Right.
Your ass just been working a goddamn job. Now they're shutting the goddamn the plants down. Ooh. Yeah. So none of those guys, no matter the fact that they were heads of state, none of them knew the depths. Hey, let's take Mugabe. Mugabe kicked all those white folks out of Zimbabwe,
Come on.
kick their ass out,
Come on.
reclaim the land,
Mm-hmm.
get y'all ass out. Look what the United States did. Got his ass out, put their token in, and what did they do? Mr. White Man, Mugabe was evil. Come back, we got land for you, and we're gonna give you a check. That was so wrong.
Yeah.
Please.
Sad, isn't it?
This is the so what the hell is the Grandmaster J, Jam Master J? What are you talking about?
Right.
When you taking guns, which is really like it ain't even a butter knife.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a
fly swatter. If that, a fly swatter.
It's like a plastic spoon. It ain't a goddamn fly swatter.
It's not even a sport.
Hey man, look man. Hey man, look man.
Yes,
These
sir.
people are serious about this at the local, state, and federal level, and you need not even talk about no international. And so when we look at all of this, this is where we're at. And yeah, exactly, bro. Jay, them white folks now already shot and they arrested his ass. They say he pointed a gun at us. So now they done got in your life now. And if he wasn't working as a federal informant, he damn sure gonna be working as one now.
No doubt. And what's interesting about the virus is that they've done that before,
Exactly.
multiple times. You know, it's like I think Sister Fabu said that. Yeah, she said the tactics have not changed. They're doing the same thing that they've always done. The issue is that we haven't gotten hip to the game yet, and we have yet to fully understand and realize. And all those Black people who have been and probably still are following Grandmaster Jay, they have no personal agenda because they're not connected to any sort of spirituality or right culture. Exactly. And the education they're getting, that he's giving out, would not put them on the path of liberation and salvation. No. And of course, those other three pillars, the economics, socioeconomics, and politics, it's a joke. It's a joke. So that's a perfect segue to my next question. And sometimes, you know, Brother Craig, when you and I talk about this, we laugh, and I try not to. I really do, because I never want to disrespect my people.
Yeah.
But it just gets to be, Brother Kid making me laugh already. When you think about some of the solutions, as we call pseudo solutions, that our people push because they don't understand everything we've just been talking about, it sounds ridiculous. So the next question is, for our brothers and sisters who think obtaining a certain status from the government or a government or a set of documents is going to protect or insulate you from this enemy we have, what do you respectfully, that's the key word in that statement, what do you respectfully say to them? Because you know our role is we're not going after the leadership, we're going after the membership, because we want them to know that this answer ain't it, and we want them to know why. So what would you say to brothers and sisters who think they're going to receive some freedom papers from somewhere and then get away from this white man?
It's hard, bro. And I'm really working hard to not cuss their ass out.
Man, dig deep.
Yeah, I'm serious, man. I have been working for years to not cuss their ass out, to not laugh at their ass. I'm with you. I'm really, I think Lord is gonna help me with that. But bro, listen, man, all I can tell these cats, and I do this, and I might smile. I don't do a full out laugh or chuckle. But because I had some cats from the Moore Science Temple tell me that, see, you if you don't see, what's your nationality, brother? What's your nationality? You got to get your status. And so I just tried to walk down the road with them. And I said, so if I join up with y'all and I get my status, and y'all saying y'all Moors, what is the thing that we're supposed to be getting? See, brother, the government, see what you don't know, brother, they got over $3 trillion sitting in the goddamn vault, waiting to be dispersed, but we got to get enough people to then get it. And then everybody, and I'm like, so let me get this straight. You telling me that the United States is going to give you all trillions of dollars once everybody signs up to be in a Moore? God damn. I mean, that's hell, that's worse than the Milky Streets and the Gold Streets and the Cadillacs in heaven. I just have to gotta run away. I just have to run away. Cause I can't do it. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I can't even do it. Man, when these folks come to me with this stuff, I'm like, y'all really believe this? And they really believe this. Sister just told me the other day, I'm working to become an Indian because I'm tired of paying taxes. So she says she's Choctaw. I'm like, damn, these people really. So brother, it's nothing that we can do other than leave them where they're at.
Yeah.
Let's build what we gotta build.
Right.
Because all you're gonna do is end up cussing them out, laughing at them. And so not to be disrespectful to them, although they're gonna disrespect you,
sure,
you just go ahead and maneuver around. Because I've literally had people who I've grown up with just now start to learn about this. And I've been in this thing 35 years. Mm-hmm. And they try to come to me with this foolishness. And I'm like, look, man, even if you go look at, Malachi York and the Holy Tabernacle Ministries, his ass is in jail.
Yep.
Polite done ran a game on these folks, then took their money, then flipped it and went to California. Now he talking about Forex trading. Man, it's like, at what point do our people stop allowing themselves to get played? And so not to go off on them, mm-hmm. We just have to respectfully say, okay, brother, sister, I understand. And we just gotta,
keep it moving. Keep it moving.
I told Lord today, and I'm really practicing on this. I told Lord today, no matter how crazy or retarded some of our people may be when they come to me with this foolishness, they still can potentially represent a vote. They can represent some disposable income for
they got
a project.
They got a role to play.
That's all we can do, man. That's about. They can buy a goddamn meat pie, man. And they can buy some weave from the black store, from Lloyd.
And you know, Brother Craig, it's it's like Sister Fabu said. As a group of people, we are psychologically sick and unaware. I think Black people are we're so confused about what to do. We are so tired. We're so downtrodden. We are waiting on Superman. Yeah. Like the brother said in the documentary, when his mother told him Superman don't exist, he was not hurt because his favorite comic book character wasn't real. He was hurt because it was then that he realized no one was coming to save him out of that situation he was in poverty. Our people are so beat down that we, there has to be somebody got to come save us. The American government's gonna give us money, which is absolutely ridiculous, given everything they've done to us. Someone is gonna come back. Some white boy is gonna come back from, I don't want to be disrespectful, our religious beliefs. So it's like Sister Patrice said, everybody ain't gonna make it.
That's true.
Everybody's not gonna make it.
That's true.
And like you said, we simply need to focus as much as possible on those that are ready. Give those that are not something to do that's gonna help us keep it moving, and then we're gonna keep it moving. So
That's all
we can do.
you can do, man.
Yes, sir.
That's all you can do, man.
All right,
I mean,
my last question before we open up to any questions, if we have any, is we do not want to be like other organizations in that we give Black people information, scare the hell out of Black people and say, good luck with that information we just gave you. We want to give our people answers and solutions. So let's bring this thing home to everyone who is watching now and those that will see it later. How do we, melanated Black people in this country and around the world, how do we protect ourselves from this system, this evil system that we are involved in? How do we protect ourselves, move forward, and build something that matters for Black people?
Mobilize and organize like-minded individuals at the local level and begin to take control of the 4 land masses that we can take control of. Villages, towns, small cities, mid-sized cities, and do what we're doing in Houston in larger cities, which is to gain leverage in those cities through the 6 pillars. Everything revolves around the 6 pillars of empowerment. You must unlock, unleash, and activate your mind so that you can tap into your spiritual power. That is your super, Jeffrey Canada talk about waiting for Superman. God damn it, Superman is inside of you.
He's in the mirror.
God damn it, Wonder Woman is inside of you.
She's in the mirror.
But it is within your mind and your spirit, and that has to be unlocked. That power has to be unlocked, unleashed, and activated. Then you have to become regimented in positive action, and that's where right culture comes in. Right culture will now move you away from consuming hog maws and pig feet and goddamn chitlins, which is gonna make your engine sluggish. It's going to help you now, instead of going to the grocery store in house shoes and pajamas, it's going to make you respect yourself as a male and a female. It's going to stop you from wearing all these goddamn saggy pants, and it's going to stop you from killing your brother on I-35 because y'all are in some kind of damn beef, okay? Those 2 things there set the table for you to embrace education. Those 3 things there help you to now prepare to produce, transport, store, distribute goods and services for our people to consume, so that we can now, of the $1.5 trillion, and we're the only goddamn group that's talking about this, and we got a game plan to implement this, a goal of targeting 20% of the $1.5 trillion that we spend as a collective. And if we just now, out of that goal, achieve 50% of that goal, $150 billion would be coming back under our Black Gold Coalition, for-profit, non-profit businesses. Now we have the ability to hire our people, do programs and projects, so the socioeconomic component, clinics, public schools, all of these things that are in our grasp, we can now effectively make them work for us. And finally, our politics will be focused on what we're going to be celebrating this month with Kwanzaa, the first principle, which is umoja, that unity. So within that particular realm, that's where we're at. And as we prepare to celebrate Kwanzaa, those 7 principles, umoja, unity, Kujichagulia, self-determination, Ujima, collective work and responsibility, Ujamaa, cooperative economics, Kuumba, creativity, Nia, purpose, and lastly, Amani, faith, as we prepare to celebrate that between December 26th and January the 1st. We must live that every other day of the year. But we must set the tone for that. You can't just talk about it. You got to be about it. Black Gold Nation got to be about it. We can't just talk about it. The Black store in Houston is doing it. Sister Fabu is doing it. You're doing it. Our other members are doing it. They've already set a garden in place. We got Brother Kerry up in Michigan doing things. Brother Kwabena, Brother Harlan. We have a cohesive unit of humble people from Boston to Baltimore to all over. Now we must synergize our efforts, make Houston become the flagship of this great idea. And now we begin to build our Wakanda in these smaller enclaves like we're in Shreveport. And then we will have done justice to our ancestors, and they will bless us, and the creators will bless us.
Amen and Ashe, brother. That is a good answer to the last question. Before we close this thing out this evening, does anyone have a question for Brother Craig or a comment about the show? Any questions or comments for Brother Craig or about the show? Anybody?
I got a question. So for Brother Craig, for normal people that just want to be involved in a fight, but they don't know, they don't know what they bring to the table, what would be your advice to them of getting in the fight, no matter not even knowing what they necessarily want to do, but just want to get involved? What is that first step that they need to take, no matter where they are in their enlightenment or mission or drive? What is that first step that you feel like that will get them involved?
If they're in Houston, come to the Black store. If they're in Shreveport, come see me, inbox us, reach out to anybody in the Black Gold, definitely to Monty. Hell, his ass be on the internet 24/7 anyway. I think he's an alien, because his ass be on the internet all the time. But reach out to somebody in the Black Gold movement, or even just start to get involved in the local apparatus of your city. There's always, Brother Lloyd, somebody doing something. Hell, even if they're doing backpack giveaway, just start to do something that gets your feet wet, okay? Of course, those are good deeds. That's not gonna change public policy. But if the people just start to do a little something, they may start to show themselves proof that there are some other individuals around. The second thing, they gotta read Miseducation of the Negro, because part of this process is detoxifying your mind. And that begins the process, and just getting physically active. But we just gotta reach out. They gotta find us, internet or whatever, and really start to reach out, because other than them tapping into us, Brother Lloyd, I mean, it's almost like jumping in an ocean, and the water is like 9,000 feet deep when you come into this game. Because typically in a swimming pool, if you get in the beginner section, you can at least stand your ass up in the water, okay? But if you get out here without somebody to at least tap in and hold your hand, it ain't no bottom. And you're gonna get scared, and you just gonna drown because you're stressed out. So that would be the first thing. Try to find us on the internet. Come to the Black store, come find us, Tuesday Morning Breakfast Group, wherever we're at, reach out to us. And look, Lord, for the most part, most of these people are not going to even know to even reach out. So that's why we gotta be more focused on reaching out to them. And as I talked to Tamani about what you and I talked about in terms of really getting in and exploiting our positive assets in Houston, That's what's going to now help us to promote and project the type of unified front that will then allow people to see us. The art project that we'll be doing, that's going to allow people to see us via the newspaper, via the internet and other things, because then they can find us.
Cool. Thank you for that question and answer. Does anyone else have a question for?
Hey, yeah.
Brother Craig?
What's going on? I'm sorry I'm late. I was in a class tonight.
Rude.
Happening, brother. So this is my question. I want to know, Brother Craig, Brother Tamani, either or both of you, would you be willing to debate and talk to some of these other leaders out here if we set up a forum for that? I feel like you might be able to reach some of their members if you were able to talk directly to them, some of these people who've established, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of followers. That would be my question. If we were able to set something like that up, would you be available to do something like that?
I wouldn't have a problem debating, depending on what the subject is. I wouldn't be inclined to like debating something about Kemet or the.
No, I'm talking about politics with you, brother.
Yeah.
Gotta be politics, brother.
Set it up, baby. I'll be there, baby. Set it up. But yeah, I definitely would be inclined to doing that. I mean, I do that all the time anyway. So yeah, if you set something like that up, brother Naru, I'm there.
It's coming.
Because you're right. I would feel sorry for him. But if somebody wants to get in the ring with me and debate about the political game plan that we're laying out, oh man, I don't care who they are. Hell, you can bring Barack Obama, set him in front of me.
He's a lightweight, brother. Come on.
Yeah, because I didn't did this throughout the country. So at the end of the day, I know what we got maneuvering is on a whole different level, and then we can show the physical reality. So yeah, I'm definitely inclined to do that.
All right, well, pick up the phone when I call you then.
I did, brother. I got you, brother. I got you, my bad, brother.
All right. Does anyone else? Naru, you only have one question? That's unlike you, brother. You have at least two in there?
I came late, so I'm trying to be nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. When I saw you logging me in, man, it made me smile because I wasn't expecting you to be here. So I'm glad you made it, man. Sincerely appreciate it. Okay. So does anyone else have a question for Brother Craig or a comment about tonight's show? Anybody at all? Everybody good? Okay, as usual, I thank you guys for making the show this evening. Really appreciate you taking time out of your evening. As I always say, as Brother Craig always says, we have to connect with our people so we can start mobilizing and organizing, because if we don't do that, we're simply not going to make it. So before I give my closing remarks, Brother Craig, do you have anything you want to say in closing before we wish everyone adieu?
I want to tell the people, no matter how hard you may perceive your life to be, or when you hear people talk, they may perceive their lives to be, they still got assets. They got their votes. They have their voice. They just need to connect with other positive voices that's like theirs. And they got their mind. They just have to get control of it. And if they just got a couple of dollars, although they may say, man, I'm broke, I don't have nothing to contribute. That's why when we do fundraisers, I don't need money weekly, monthly. Once a year, $50. Once a year, $100. That's how we, when Brother Lloyd asked, how can we, make this real basic for the most basic person? That's how we make it basic. Because I know the majority of people are not going to be able to go to city council meetings, parish or county commission meetings, school board meetings. They're not going to be able to do that. I take on that fight. Lloyd takes on that fight. Tamani is now getting in to do that. We got to get other people throughout, because we have to protect our folks. They are sheep, most of them. They're not willing to stand up, fight. They're afraid. And most of them are afraid to lose their lives. And that's real. And before they come for your damn life, they're gonna come for your job and things like that. And so, but you got some value. That's my point. You got value, you got assets in the game. And just always remember to never give up. As long as you have breath in your body, you have an opportunity to change the course of your life and make some things happen for you, your family, your immediate family, your extended family, your community, your ancestors, and let's make our ancestors proud.
To piggyback thank you for that, Brother Craig. To piggyback what Brother Craig said, as I like to remind our people in our presentations, every Black person has capital. Every one of us have capital. We have intellectual, physical, spiritual, economic, and relationship capital that we need to survive that's not coming from anywhere else. And since we know it's not coming from anywhere else because no one cares about Black people, that means it not only has to come from us and our people have it, but we have to give them an opportunity to give it, which means we got to be about organizing, mobilizing, and connecting with our people. Ain't nobody coming to save Black people, period. But that's okay, because we really don't need anybody to save us, because we can save ourselves if we simply took time to understand what the game is about and how to play it. As Sister Fabu said, the white boy has not changed his game. It is the exact same game that's been working. Hell, if I was him, I wouldn't change it either. Change it for what? It's been working for so long. Why change it? You know, we just haven't gotten hip to it. So everything we do, again, it's about bringing our people together. Tonight's show, the episode is titled, Understanding That Politics is War. And here's proof. We try to not just give you information to be deep or make you feel good about yourself or to show off whatever the hell. We're trying to get you to think and do something because our survival is in question. As Brother Craig said multiple times, and that he has said in probably every episode, this is not a game. You know, white people are not playing with us. And if we don't find enough people that understand that this is not a game and it's real, then again, we're not gonna make it. So as I said in the beginning, we're not here to just inform and educate. We're trying to get you to do something, because if you are not informed, educated, motivated, mobilized, organized, and plugged into something that matters so that we can build, we're simply not gonna make it. So we want you to invite other Black people to see the shows, invite other Black people to see our movie reviews. We got another one this Saturday, 9 a.m. Central, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. I apologize, Brother Naru. It's early for you, but that's the time. Connect with what we are doing, because I guarantee you are not going to find another organization like this one that has what we have, because they don't have our leadership, which means they don't have our understanding, which means they don't have our strategy, which means they might be doing some good things in some good areas, but it's not a complete holistic solution, which is what we provide. And that's why we are an umbrella, because we want to bring other people underneath the umbrella so we can protect them in all the ways that they're not focused on, while we support them in whatever way they are focused. We can't afford to just do politics or just do education or just do spirituality or just do economics. We got to do all that stuff at the same time. We don't have the luxury of focusing on one problem at a time. We got to focus on everything at the same time. So with that, if you want more information about the Black Gold Nation movement, you can always email me at theblackgoldnation@gmail.com. Our main website is blackgoldnation.com. If you want to know more about what we're doing in multiple cities around the country, you can go to our events website, blackgold-wakandarising.com. Click on After the Protests. And if you want to see the other 17 episodes of the Revolutionary Code, if you want to see the 14 movie reviews that we've done so far, go to our media website, blackgoldmedia.net. And understand, at the end of the day, two things, always. No one can do everything, but if everyone does something, everything will get done. And absolutely, always, always, always remember that nothing is more sacred. Not me, not you, your kids, my kids, your family, my family. Nothing is more sacred than the liberation and salvation of Black people. Because if Black people don't make it, you're not gonna make it, I'm not gonna make it, our kids aren't gonna make it, and our families aren't gonna make it because they're connected to the Black group. So if we take care of the group, if we put the group first, the tribe first, the nation first, then by default, everyone who looks like us will be taken care of because we will be a nation. And I believe that there's nothing that can stop motivated, melanated Black people on this planet except motivated, melanated Black people. So if we simply choose not to be stopped, we won't be stopped. Brother Craig?
Brother Ken asked what movie. I know Sister Fabu gave him the movie for this weekend, and it's Trick, T-R-I-C-K, Daddy, Trick Daddy. You can go to YouTube and find this. This is a very important movie. If you're not even able to make it, go check it out. It was brought out in 1972, and we've already done Spook, Who Sat by the Door. And this is within that same framework, but it's called Trick Daddy. And I want to thank everybody, some of our new people who showed up tonight. Thank everybody. Tell some folks next week, Tamani and I will always bring hard-hitting information. And I just want to thank you guys very much.
Let me say I noticed a longtime Shrine member watching the show, Brother Naeem. What's happening, Brother Naeem? It's always good to see Shrine members in the house, so to speak. And like Brother Craig said, it is on YouTube, so it's free. So some of our lovely, beautiful supporters who are watching that don't like to spend money, it's on YouTube. So don't fret. So with that, everybody have a wonderful evening. As always, thank you very much. God bless you, and we will see you guys hopefully on Saturday and definitely next Thursday. Y'all have a good one. God bless. Take care.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Peace.